Hi everyone, Macsen here. Welcome back to my Stellaris Let's Play, playing on hard difficulty with my Space Vultures race, which I've come out with. In the first video, I've managed to find out a bit about quite a lot of systems already. I'm trying to get my minerals as quickly as fast. We didn't have a very mineral-rich starting world or a president that has any decent mineral bonuses or happiness bonuses or station bonuses, but I'd say we got a nice start here. Towards the end of the video I found out about a rival empire, and they seem to prefer to colonize tropical worlds, so I've been trying to figure out planets that they may want to colonize in the future, and I'm going to try and stop them from doing that more than likely. So that point there, it might just be outside their territorial range, so I might want to stick an outpost there. There's territory down here which I'm about to explore. I've actually got my fleet ready to go and have a look in that area. They might not have hyper warps. They probably, well, if they don't, they'll be able to get down there much easier than, well, I'm able to get there easily at the moment, but they could block me off potentially later on. Let's actually get going anyway, so let's unpause. I've mentioned a lot about the downsides of hyperspace or hyperlane faster than light travel. I haven't really mentioned the upsides of it. It's very good over short distances in movement. It's actually quite easy to avoid combats that you don't want to get involved in unless you really land straight on top of people. And yeah, much better than warp travel, for instance. Over longer distances it's not so quick as, say, wormhole travel would be. It seems to be the consensus at the moment, though, is that wormhole travel is probably the best faster than light travel, and a lot of people think that hyperlane technology is better than warp technology, but I'm not so sure. It kind of depends. It's always down to circumstance. It's very good in combat, I think, the hyperlane technology. So we've got aliens. Well, actually,
system survey complete.
Entry point, which could have caused issues. Okay, so science ship has finished. Let's get this to the last system within my territory then, which I haven't explored. Construct the ship. It's making a mining station. There's actually more minerals here, which I'm going to want to pick up straight away, I believe. So let's go and grab those there. How long are we away from getting a colony ship? So I should start to actually save up my minerals for a colony ship, more than likely. We're 18 months away, earning that every month. It's only 350, so I should probably get my calculator out. Right, so one of my citizens is actually unemployed. I'm going to switch that over to food. I believe I needed it. Yeah, so I also, since I definitely need to work some food here, I should make a building that increases our food output. And it looks as if these guys have actually made contact with us. They did the work instead of me. And surprisingly, you actually still get influence from this. This is actually new within 1.1. You didn't used to get influence for making contact. So that's great. And it looks like these guys are pretty similar to us. At least they're materialists. They're xenophiles as well, so they will actually like us to a certain extent. So I've been a bit lucky here. I always, well, when you're starting out, you really don't want someone who's going to try and kill you straight away, put it that way. These options here, as far as I'm aware, they really don't matter which one you choose. And from the looks of this guy, I would definitely say he is Scum. Right, so first thing, alien encounter. The news that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time has shaken our society to the core. Leaked footage of these bizarre creatures is spreading through media outlets across the Condoratus League for sample wakes, and many citizens have been gripped by panic. Rioting has been reported in several cities on Volt. These strange Xenos appear to have achieved a level of technology similar to our own, and they are clearly spacefaring. Whether they regard our great species with fear, hatred, or cold indifference is anyone's guess. We should assume the worst, and this option or text is the way it is because we are xenophobes, and we don't like other races, basically. So let's check these guys out in more detail. We could definitely get along well with them, at least for the time being, which I'm going to want to do at least until I'm strong enough to take them on properly. So can't do anything about Xenophobe, that's on our side. I could get rid of my slavery policy, which I have and I don't really need. I'm not going to be taking slaves. So first things first, then let's communicate, establish an embassy. Now we are xenophobes, so we do actually gain more influence from rivals, and for that reason maybe I should rival them from the beginning, but yeah, we're not ready to take them on yet, so I don't think that's a great idea as much as I would like the extra influence. So embassy done. Let's get rid of our slavery policy. So slavery prohibits, yes. Now with some races that would cause issues with my population, but my population doesn't really care about whether we enslave people or not. We don't actually like living with other cultures on the same planet, so yeah, don't really want slaves. We're gonna have robots though, for definite. Right, so let's unpause and get going again. I'm wondering if synthetics count as a different race, actually. That might not be so good for xenophobes. I don't know that. Establish embassy. That's when it gets sentience. So they've actually established an embassy. Now, if I knew more than, well, lots of other people, I would recall my embassy and stick it somewhere else, but there's not much point for the time being. Right, so he's moving over there. I am now waiting for enough minerals to make that. Okay, got them. I still need to save up for that colony ship, don't I? So 17, that's 170 times 2. That's 20 months to get a colony ship, so I probably shouldn't spend any more minerals now, frankly.
Research complete. Anomaly found.
Right. So I don't have enough for that yet, so forget that. Engineering facility is done. Oops. So next option. Powered exoskeletons is definitely a tech I want, because that is actually a prerequisite to droid technology. You do get, there are, yeah, prerequisites in this game. It's not all of the techs can turn up at any one time. In fact, the techs are actually split up into tiers, so the really expensive techs don't turn up at all until you've unlocked a certain amount of techs. I believe it's 5 in each tier. So tier 1, 5 techs, tier 2, 5 techs, tier 3, 5 techs, and then last tier, you know, all the most expensive techs, basically. I don't believe it tells you which tier the techs are in. Right, but anyway, let's pick up that. As much as I would really like to get the next level of spaceport, which maybe I should be going for. Yeah, let's get robots sooner rather than later. So I can right click that because I don't want to do that anytime soon. I really want to get an outpost built. Now these guys, I should be able to get along well with them. Then no. So there's a tropical world there and a tropical world there. I want to get an outpost there pronto before they are able to. There's also a tropical world. Excuse me. So I want to stick an outpost there as well. That would prevent them from growing as well. If I can stop them from gaining more worlds, they're going to be weak and I can conquer them more easily. Seems like a good idea to me. I'm going to have to replan this route now because he's finished. Okay, that route looks pretty good to me, so let's see how much of that we can do. Still haven't run into anyone actually, which is really good. Can happen. You run into aliens. How long for the colony ships? So in 12 months I'm going to start these, I think. Construct a ship can wait. Where is the science ship? You know what? Instead of doing that, I need to, well, if I'm going to build an outpost, what you need to do is actually survey the sun of a system. So I'm going to do that now. Is there any aliens I have a chance of running into? They're not close to the entry point, so I should be okay there. And the constructor ship, I'm also going to move up here then. So I think I can nick those two, and stay on terms with these guys. In theory. And if I can't, it's not the end of the world anyway. I can rival them, get more points from that. I'll also want to stick an outpost there. There's a Gaia world there, so I want to find out how many aliens are there.
Research complete.
There's another tropical world there, so I want to prevent them from getting that, but it's much less likely they're going to get that. I don't know what the fast and light travel is, which I really would want to find out, but it's not easily done. I need to see the ships basically. So physics next. The option I'm going to pick here is deflectors. I want to increase the capabilities of my ships. So we've got a lot of influence now. I could be hiring heroes, but I want to get a couple of outposts out more than likely. So I'm going to need 400 influence normally, but with our president it's going to be
Construction complete.
60 off that, I think. So Volt, yeah, about that. Right, so Volt is done. I need to clear a tile here, definitely. Probably that energy one, maybe. Lacking a bit of energy. Okay, that's an unexpected pop-up. That means we have found a fallen empire. And they are holy guardians, they are fanatic spiritualists. So basically, well, I'll read this out so you know how it works. There isn't a pop-up here actually, I'll have to come back into this in a second. Definite scum, these guys. Let's check them out in more detail then. Might as well establish an embassy straight away. Where are they on the map as well? Right, they're down there. So if I hover over that, it's now turning up. Holy Guardians, this fallen empire dedicates itself to the preservation and defense of its holy sites. Colonizing systems that they consider sacred is likely to incur their ire. So basically that means Gaia worlds they like, and Gaia worlds near to them will probably have modifier linked to them, which will show up when you, well, here it would be, I think. But that's not a Gaia world. Is that one? Yeah, that one is one. So if I check that out, so it looks like you have to survey it first. But I have to be careful that I don't accidentally colonize any Gaia worlds down there, basically, or I could get in trouble. Right, let's unpause again. Right, saving up for colony ship, and also, well, I need 100, maybe a bit less actually, for the outpost I'm going to build here, or planning on building here.
Evading hostile fleet.
Okay, I forgot to turn those off. Let's remedy that. That's luckily nowhere near us. Okay, save it there. I don't know what the border friction will be with these guys. Probably won't be. Aruta Explorers, what's it say here? They like exploration and discovery above all other things. There's game, well, I could check the game files to check out what the border friction is like, but I've never done that before and I'm not going to do it now. So I'm going to assume it's not going to be too bad, the border friction issues from one outpost with them. Right, so he's exploring, 96%. Okay, he's done. Let's build a frontier outpost. Now it's a race against time, basically. He very well might colonize that planet before I'm able to get the outpost up, and that would mean his borders will increase up here. I don't have the fleet to take out those aliens yet and stick the outpost there. That science ship is now basically done, so I might as well move it somewhere else. I should probably figure out... Well, I could continue there actually, because I'm going to be able to mine there in a bit. I do need to figure out where I'm going to colonize next, and that's a really important point. There's at least a few places outside my existing territory I should be able to colonize. One of them is here, so I'm actually going to get my science ship to check that out. There's a place up here, that's a 19 world. How much is that? That's 21. There's also another world down there, that's 19. If there's, well, there's a soul system there, so wonder if we've got the human empire in this game or not. But if there is an empire there, that border could go over there, so I might want to colonize that next, just in case. I've got those ships coming over to find out in a minute. Right, so apart from that, there isn't much places to colonize. Mintaka reminds me of Star Trek episodes. Yeah, there's a planet over there I could colonize, but there's aliens. There's also aliens there, and there's also aliens on the Gaia world. Now sometimes aliens move, but there's a couple there, so they're probably not going to move. How many there? Just one there, so they might have moved. Not sure what was there. Really, I need to get my fleet back to find out. So let's pause and well, wait for the science ship to get back and get that outpost up. So the outpost is going to take a while. It's going up a percentage every now and then, pretty slowly. Where are these aliens here? Looks like a void clouds, I think that is. Still recovering from flu a bit as well. It's going to take a few more days for me to be fully back to normal, I think. So I'm coughing a bit still here and there.
Situation log updated.
Right, so we've got new empire by the looks of it. Let's check these guys out in more detail. So we can spot their fleet, 201, much better than mine. These guys are colonizing continental worlds. Do we have any of those nearby? Tropical, ocean, but aliens both by there. Desert tomb worlds, ocean. There's a continental world there. I think I want to colonize that next. That's reasonably close to these guys. So yeah, I better go and grab that before they do. There's another arid world down there. There's continental world there. Right, let's get going there. Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to colonize there first. If I build an outpost there, our border will actually grow towards it. So I might be able to get that within my borders and that, potentially. Which is obviously good. Any resources there I'll be able to grab. I'm going to have to get my fleet up in a bit, but my minerals are really bad still, and it's going to be...
Research complete.
...a problem for a while, frankly. Right, so we've actually got the colony ship technology, and nowhere near the minerals to actually make use out of it. So the next tech... There's actually a rare tech which has turned up here. There's more of a chance of that happening because we had the maniacal guy there, I believe. This one's to do with our ethics, though, and because we're xenophobic. You can only get it if you're xenophobic. So what it does is actually give the planet an extra 10 happiness, which is excellent, frankly. So there are quite a few combinations where you get quite a nice happy bonus with xenophobes. But... do I want it or not? That's the question. I don't want that one because I want to focus on engineering. This one I think is quite rare actually. Normally you'd have much more of a chance from getting it if you're pacifist. So that might be a reason to go for it, if I'm remembering correctly. And you know what? Maybe I should try and pick it up. But I'm not going to. I'm going to go for the happiness. It'd be good for the capital early on to get that up. Because we have 70% happiness. May regret that in future. Okay, mass extinction. Allegedly this planet's flora and fauna choked on their own poisonous emissions, likely helped along by the release of reactive gases from beneath the planet's crust. A special project has been issued to investigate the matter.
Situation log updated.
So to do that, I would basically have to get a scientist with a certain level of skill down there. It's going to be hard to actually get back down here probably in a bit because there's an empire here. I probably need to get this back towards home before I get trapped over here, frankly. So I'm trapped down that way and I'm trapped this way. I'm not trapped up here or over there. This can stand. But at the moment I'm saving up for a colony ship. Is there any more minerals here? There isn't there? I really need to find more basically. And acquire more. I still need to actually maybe clear one of these tiles, but I want a colony ship out first, I think. Oh, science ship finished at some point. I hadn't realised. That's really not good. Okay. So I know about stat worlds. Let's go down here. Survey that. Then I'm gonna go back up here and survey you. And then I'll probably start on proper surveying of complete systems. Something I didn't know in a pre-release Let's Play I did for ages is you can tell whether a system has been surveyed or not by the colour of the text of a system. You see those 3 systems there, it's all white. The unsurveyed systems are actually faded out. Someone was kind enough to let me know about that in the last Let's Play I did. There's actually an election coming up, so let's check that out. We've got a variety of candidates. That's our current ruler there. He seems to have a 34% chance, and he's an orbital researcher. I actually want this guy to come in more than likely. Off-world miner, if I'm going to get... Well, I want extra minerals done, up and going basically. He's resilient, which is crap. Investor, which I don't really need. You can basically lend your support to a certain candidate, and if you do that, then the percentage amount basically is increased by 50%, I believe. So 22% would rise to 33%, 34% would rise to 51%. I'm not going to get involved here. Yeah, I don't mind if that guy gets in. I don't really mind if we keep our current guy. Even that guy is pretty okay as well. The options here are actually our existing leaders. I think some of them might be. That one is. That one's a governor on Vultures as well. Yeah, so they are. Which could cause issues. I may have to replace them, frankly. Which costs me 45 influence. So that's a reason for me to spend 50 on a guy I already have. Right, they're finished, which I had forgotten about. So where do I want to go with these? I probably want to explore more up here. So let's do that. Have I explored that one? Yes, I have. Shift. Okay. Wouldn't mind finding out about what's on there as well, actually. Maybe I should do that now. Okay.
Situation log updated.
Right, so we've got a new ruler. The ruler elected is President Feathers of Honeydew. Nice name. Hippie name. So let's get out of there. So this guy is Investor and Resilient. So he was the top percentage guy from memory. So who was he? Was he the governor? Yeah, I think we just lost our governor basically. I don't think our governor was that good anyway, so I don't mind that. So outposts are more expensive again, no, because of that. Because we lost the previous guy. The previous guy, he's basically eliminated, I believe. So the next election's in 5 years' time again. And with this guy, we have a mandate now, which is really useful because I can get extra influence by completing it. So I need to make 4 mining stations. So that's extra minerals or energy. And there's definitely some energy to get up. I prefer to get up minerals, quite frankly. Looks like we just completed our outpost. So I've managed to grab that tropical world and that tropical world, which they are now not able to colonize as long as that outpost exerts that territorial influence. So that does have consequences though. That probably is going to increase our border friction. Doesn't seem like much yet at all though, does it? So that's worked out rather well. And with this constructor, let's get you back to work. So I'm gonna bring you back down here, but I've almost actually got enough to get a colony ship out. So I'm gonna start on one next month. There we go. Right, next then is maybe increasing our fleet. When do we get deflectors? 29 months, we're a long way from that. So I'm probably not going to do that. Names for ships, I'm not sure what the naming convention is going to be yet. I could increase the fusion reactors, but there's not much point, I've got enough power. So it's going to take a year to make that. I should definitely consider getting some more, well, started on that mandate. Where's my science ship to anyway? Right, my science ship is gonna uncover that planet so I'm able to colonize it. Then I'll get it probably back here to find out what else is within that system. Or back there. I could really do with another scientist, frankly. Mass extinction, broken planets. Our astronomers are confident that the asteroid belt in this system was once a habitable planet, torn asunder by unknown forces. A special project has been issued to study one of the major asteroids.
Situation log updated.
In the belt. And yeah, it's going to be a while before I can do that. I need to do these as well now, don't I? So, is there a reason not to do those now? They're going to find out about me eventually, so yeah, let's start on these. So if you do them all at once as well, it actually takes less research to get done. We will see some stored up here in a minute, but not as much as it should be, I believe. Right, where are these? Over there. These guys are cordial. So I believe at that attitude they can't declare war on us, regardless of their fleet power. Not sure if how easily that can swing, or they change their attitude though. We'll have to find out. Could just declare us rivals out of the blue, for all I know. Happier they are with us, the less likely that is to happen, though, I'd imagine. Okay. So I'm still thinking about colonizing there. Was Sol actually our one that we are familiar with? It looks like it, doesn't it? Saturn, Earth. No Pluto in the game yet, though. Okay. Nearly got 200 for another one. But each frontier outpost actually produces the amount of influence you gain, so definitely could do with getting some more influence from somewhere. The survey of Difter 4 has revealed that certain regions of the planet are home to primitive alien proto-civilization. Our probes show that the Neolithic culture has mastered fire and developed a rudimentary spoken language. We have yet to see any evidence of metallurgy or written communication. So, where did that say? Difter? Ooh, is that on the arid world? Yes, it is. So the Stone Age primitives don't actually show up as population points. And strangely, the pre-sentient ones do actually show up as population points. It's kind of weird how that works. But the science ship is done now anyway. So I think that's all of the arid planets I can check out for the time being, apart from the ones within my own territory. I'm going to send this back over to here then for the time being. They're looking over there. Ooh, you know what? Do I want some extra minerals on the home world? I probably do, so let's make mining network there. Okay, mass extinction event again, chilly planets. This planet of interest in the system is covered in layer upon layer of dense ices of varying composition. Apparently, it was once home to more varied and pleasant biomes. A special project has been issued to investigate its possibility. And some of these are about to get done. So you can actually see how much research is stored. And you can see it's only 10, which makes no sense whatsoever. We're supposed to earn 7 per month, and yet it's been a lot more than 1 month for all of those. So yeah, it's definitely not working correctly. And you can see here it's basically stopping the progress of the normal society research. That's why I didn't do all of those while researching colony ship tech needed to get out. First, it was more important. We're going to get a ton of pop-ups very soon because of those. It's just going to take a while to get through them.